Okay, so for today's Which Word of the Day, I am choosing Stardust now. And stardust, or cosmic dust, refers to the very fine dust particles in space, including interstellar dust and debris from comets and other celestial bodies. It's often used in the phrase, "We are made of stardust," to signify that the elements of our bodies, like carbon and oxygen, were forged in the cores of stars billions of years ago. We are stars. It is also a term used to represent a feeling or impression of romance, magic, and ethereality. Also, the book/movie of Stardust is a romance fantasy story that brings together kind of all these definitions in one, telling the tale of a man who falls in love with a woman who actually is a fallen star, and he must protect her from those who want to steal her power, like Michelle Pfeiffer witches. And that's Stardust.
Hey, she sings Cool Rider.
She does sing Cool Rider. But not in that movie. You have to watch a different movie for that.
You haven't even read that?
Wait, what are you doing with the book?
So he has the confidence to finish the story.
Hear now the words of the witches.
Can you hear the words of the witches? Yeah, the words of the witches.
Welcome to Words of the Witches, the Charmed podcast that will guide you through the lesser-known published lore of the Charmed universe.
In this night and in this hour, we call upon our fanboy power, bringing education and stupefaction to all of you.
Together, we will use our knowledge and reverence abundantly, but also find ourselves sassy and delightful.
Which is why we will truly be charmed.
This is Words of the Witches, episode 150, like the cosmic kismet of Stardust. 150. Yes, and I am Kevin, your resident charmed resource.
And I'm Sean, and I'm your ultimate excavationist. Why not?
Why not? Oh, and we have a very special 150th guest today. It's, oh my gosh, Aaron Robertson. What?
Yeah. It's been wild being here. I can't believe it. Fun fact, it is, as of a couple days ago, officially 3 years since I made my first entrance into what I like to call the Kesha universe. Because I didn't know what to call your universe of podcasts, and so I was like, well, Kevin and Sean, you get Kesha.
Oh.
I could have done Shake.
Kesha.
I could have done Shake, but I thought you wouldn't get the sound of Kat and Sean, so like Kesha.
Oh, that's so cute. I never knew that.
So yeah, back on when we did on Hanging with the Hallwells was June 7th, 2022, where we did Generation Hex. Yeah.
Crazy.
It's been 3 years since then, and I'm happy to be here for episode 150. I remember doing I think my first episode on this was episode 0 of the comics.
Okay.
Episode 48.
Yeah.
So that was, over 100 some odd episodes since that point. It's cool to be here for a momentous episode.
But we also collaborated on the Charmed musical. You wrote all the music for that.
Yeah.
And
which was amazing.
We just had, thank you. Oh my gosh, what a great time. And this is June now, so it's just over a year since the musical came out.
Wow.
Isn't that crazy?
Wow.
It's been over a year.
That's cool. And you're 50 episodes away from your bicentennial episode.
Mm-hmm. Bye.
And you're bye.
Absolutely. Oh my goodness. How exciting.
Yeah.
So we'll talk about some stuff to celebrate that in the manor keeping section. But first, I want to go over the poll results from last week. Do you remember what it was? Anybody remember what it was?
That was like over a day ago.
It was like the sexiest something. The sexiest...
Oded. Sexiest Oded. Get it? Oded Fair!
Oh, that's right. And I chose the mummy.
Like, what's Oded?
I was like, what does it mean?
um, and so the options were this was a non-Zanku Odin.
Okay.
We had a lot of people write it in. It's like, but Zanku. I'm like, I know. I'm telling them not Zanku for that because we talk about Zanku all the time. So I had to be like, you have to branch out of your comfort zone. So we have kind of last week when we were asked this, we decided that the mummy was ours, Ardith Bay. Do you think that audiences voted the same, or do you think another person won character?
I think they voted the same. That's a beloved movie.
Beloved.
I could see it.
Bisexual awakening for so many people. So yes, in Instagram, 61% chose Ardith Bay from the Mummy. 24% chose Carlos Oliveira from Resident Evil.
Oh.
13% said Antoine Leconte from Deuce Bigalow, and 2% chose Charles Vance from Star Trek, the daddy one.
Makes sense.
So, yeah.
Speaking of Resident Evil Requiem, hell yeah.
Oh my gosh,
Yeah.
Resident Evil! They just keep coming.
Yep, just
They do
like
keep
me.
going.
And YouTube was pretty much the exact same kind of, I mean, different percentages, but the results were pretty much identical. Cool. So let's start our manor keeping.
You can't just vanquish an entire house, especially not our house. People are gonna notice.
Manor keeping.
Well, the problem isn't the manner. It's the manner in which it was treated.
A good witch is a clean witch.
I got some stuff to talk about.
All right.
Yeah, what is it?
So first, we got a review back in April that I forgot to find. I didn't notice it till now. I'm really bad at seeing when we get reviews. But it's from a friend of the pod, Sean Tessier. Oh my gosh.
Aw,
We love him.
We're gonna see more of him in the future. Winky face.
Winky face. Yeah, he's been a big listener of Sean's podcast for a long time. He played Cole in the Charmed musical. He did the lines for that. And yeah, he's been really enjoying all the stuff we do now. So he put 5 stars, charmed and charming. And he says, love the hosts, love the guests, love the material. Kevin has done a wonderful job and the playfulness carries over into each of his projects. Heart. Hashtag Slay Queens.
Nice.
Yay.
So, love you. Thank you, Sean. The other one. Spells it differently.
Yes.
The dumb way. No, I'm just kidding.
The dumb way. And then I thought it would be fun to read, since this is the 150th episode, to read some new AI Words of the Witches Google search. Searches, because every time I Google it, it comes up with something new. So I read some of the ones that I did recently. This one says, as a podcast, Words of the Witches is a podcast hosted by Kevin and Sean that explores the Charmed novels, comics, and their relationship to the TV series. Just a nice, straightforward in there. But yeah, your Sean was listed. So that's exciting.
Sean appearance.
Boo, 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 boo. This one says, the Words of the Witches podcast is a podcast dedicated to exploring the Charmed franchise, focusing on novels, comics, and other published works. The podcast provides a community for Charmed fans, whether they're readers or not, and publishes episodes weekly on Fridays. Of course, right now it's bi-weekly during the magazines. They also have a Facebook page where they share content and videos. You can watch this video to see a clip from a musical adaptation of the Charmed series.
Ooh.
Oh.
So I'm like, okay, cool.
That's cool.
Oh.
Yeah. And this one says, here is a more detailed look. Focus. The podcast's primary focus is on the Charmed novels, comic books, and magazines. Frequency. New episodes are released every Friday. Target audience. The podcast is designed to be enjoyable for both fans who read the Charmed extended media and those who don't. Content. The podcast explores the various Charmed published works, examining their narratives, characters, and how they relate to the TV show.
Yeah.
So yay.
Cool.
Yeah. And then there's a few cleanup things that I had from last week. Just stupid mistakes we all made. So once Zach said someone during an episode, he said someone to watch over me instead of witch over me when he talked about the episode. Sean said mermaid's tail instead of witch's tail. And in the Prue quote, I said okay when I meant to say all right.
Oh my god.
I know.
Cancel it now.
Yeah.
Don't talk to me about being irresponsible, Phoebe. All right, you were not very responsible when you went and fell in love with a demon. I was supposed to say all right, and of course I said okay for some stupid reason. So, yeah. So there you go. I have one more thing. I think the magazine, we talked about the stupid thing where they had electrokinesis and lightning bolts. And I was like, why are they doing that both? And I think they were confused because while both elders and avatars have electricity powers, elders mostly electrocute, while avatars can blast directly through someone. So maybe that was their way of differentiating them. But really, they're the same power. So,
I have mana keeping.
okay, tell us.
So you're gonna know where this is going right away, but I saw this commercial and I was like, wait a minute, isn't that somebody I know?
Thank you.
And it's funny because I kept seeing it before work, so I kept not being able to look it up to make sure it was this person. So finally, a week after I first saw it, I took the time to find it and verify. Yes, in this commercial, it's the all-electric 2025 ID4. You see a little Jennifer Rhodes in the driver's seat, and she's
Driving the
showing
car.
these kids
What?
I'm not even using my hand.
Yeah, because it's like driving itself, and she's like, she's like,
Yeah.
it's
Yeah.
such a sweet commercial.
Telekinesis.
Mhm. I wonder if that's why they used her. I didn't even think about that because she's using magic.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, right. No, it was super fun, and I saw on her social media that people were commenting like, "We love your commercial." I did share it in a story on the Words of the Witches Instagram, and then I put it on her wall. I'm like, "Great job, Jennifer."
Nice.
Awesome.
Thank you for mentioning that.
Mm-hmm. I got you, boo.
Yeah. Oh.
Oh, Sean's a good time. A good time.
Lovely. So, are we ready to get into this magazine?
Yeah.
Sure.
So, this is Charmed Magazine number 6 with the big title of Phoebe. Published July 26th, 2005, edited by Kate Lloyd, designed by Emily Norris and Russell Seal, and have writers in here by Kate Anderson, Tara DeLillo, David Walden, and Ian Spelling, our usual suspects. Yeah. And I like the purple background. Season 4 pictures. Ta-da. Real quick, I want to talk about the back too, because they have this nice ad for the season 2 DVD.
Ooh.
And it says, "Watch what you witched for."
Look at that. I hope people have access to that someday, you know?
Mm-hmm.
I'm from the fuchsia. It's definitely worth having. Yeah.
Also
get your
season
Charmed
1.
DVDs. Yeah.
So cool. Sean, tell us what we will experience in this issue.
Sure. Great news. Hubble Bubble News and Trouble. We finally find out if there's going to be a season 8. And then we get a little feature on Alyssa Milano, I Dream of Phoebe. We talk Magnificent 7, the season 7 roundup, talks about every episode so far. We get a double-sided Spank Bank poster. We have a little Charmed competition, win that beautiful spirit board. A
It's
profile
haunting
on
me.
Darryl Morris. What?
It's haunting me.
It's haunting
Stop
me.
it.
I know. They're so
Yeah, you
desperate
could have
to
had
sell
that
it.
spirit board right now.
Yeah. SFX appeal. It's like sex, but not. With Todd Tucker, who's sexy as fuck. Classic Charmed, so relive the magic of a classic episode. Top 10 Charmed guest stars. Subscribe. Get it straight to your door, Kevin. And then also, director's cut. We sit down with Stuart Gillard. Show and spell. Readers write in. Ask stupid fuckface Brad. And then we got a quiz.
Yeah,
Quiz.
wonderful.
A quiz.
A quiz. All right. So, Charmed news. Yes. It's official. Charmed season 8 is happening. Yes, new people have just taken over the WB. It's been like a switch over, I guess generational or something. And the fear was that they'd want to focus on new shows instead of keeping the old shows. So Brad was very surprised that they were picked up for a full 22 episodes for season 8 instead of just like a half season. He was like, "Yay!" Holly Marie Combs says that she was not done, so she's very glad. And Alyssa agrees with me that the season 7 ending is not satisfying. So I was like, "Thank you." She validates me so much in this issue. They went into season 8 with the mindset that it would be the last, so with the possibility for a spin-off, but who knows? The season 2 DVD announced. We had that beautiful ad in the back. Mark McGrath is set to appear as a love interest for Phoebe.
Huh.
Spoiler: it
I'm
does
sure
not
that'll
happen.
What?
So pretty much, he was supposed to be the Dex character originally, and he could not do the show because he was hosting extra at the time, and his schedule for that conflicted too much, so he couldn't do Charmed. But it's interesting because I think when we did covered issue 2, Joey thought that Leslie was supposed to be Mark McGrath originally, so I think he was confusing the seasons. Yeah. So Rose visited Titan magazine in the UK, so the headquarters where they make this magazine happen. She visited them, and she got to see like the magazine they're working on. I guess that was kind of cute. Then we had a cast watch. So what they were doing. So Alyssa went out a bunch per usual, going to parties. She's also exceptionally gracious to the Charmed fans for their devotion, which is also per usual. HMC and Charisma Carpenter went to a benefit for St. Jude, and Charisma is set to shoot a movie called Voodoo Moon, which I thought was super funny because that was also coincidentally the name of a Charmed novel that we covered, book 5.
Oh yeah.
I'm like, Voodoo
I love
Moon
the Voodoo
with
book.
Charisma. It's such
it's
such a fun book.
That was if I remember that book correctly. I think that ended up being my favorite book because it had the ending. But did it have that like, was it a twist ending? I can't remember. But if it's the book I'm thinking of, like, I really liked the Voodoo book. It was very fun.
Yeah, there was something. What was the ending? It was something to do with like who was the bad guy.
Yeah,
and
yeah.
Because there was the like the maid lady that was making them soup that seemed very shady and scary, but it wasn't her.
It's very fun.
Oh my gosh, fun. Rose just gallivanted around Europe for a long time. She went to France and Chamed. And then BK, Brian Krause, wrote and directed a movie called The Mission, where he played a stalker. oh, lovely. And that's the news. Oh, we also have this beautiful charmstore.com page. And this is also the TV merch website I talked about. They rebranded it charmstore.com. But I got a lot of merch from this website back in the day. I was on there like every week. Like, what's new? Is anything new? What's on there? So, yeah, fun times. Okay, Aaron, it's all you. Tell us about our feature.
Yes, so the feature is called I Dream of Febois. And in I Dream of Febois, this is her first exclusive interview with Charm Magazine.
I put a question mark there because I'm like, we had an interview with her in a past magazine, so
I was like, I'm not sure exactly what the semantics of that was, but I was like, okay, sure. Yeah. So she talked to Ian Spelling about growing up in the public eye, her years on Charmed, and her charity work. And so this happened while they were shooting Freaky Phoebe. And so she's like, hey, Ian, let's find somewhere where we can talk. And they step aside and they conduct this interview. And, they talk about like, is it hard to believe that you're here at the 7-year mark? And she talks about how it's really flown by, and like she's grown a lot through the show. And they go back and talk about her experiences on the show of getting on, and she knew it was going to be a hit because Aaron Spelling, to sell her on the show, had showed her the pilot, so she got to watch it, and she was like, "Oh yeah, there's definitely some magic in this." But to her, like, a hit was 4 years, so it was surprising that it lasted for at least 7 at this point. So it was really cool. And one of the interesting things that come out of this article for me was how she was talking about how she saw her character at this point in season 7, where Phoebe starts out as coming from New York, and she's just lost in life and doesn't really feel like she has a purpose, and through becoming a witch finds magic to be her purpose. But now we're at a point where it's like, well, now real life things are starting to happen for her, and so it's like, oh wait, there's some really cool things that are happening, but I can't focus on that because now magic's getting in the way, and that we're in the reverse situation. So how do you kind of reconcile living a life post magic? And that's kind of the area that Phoebe is struggling with and going through. She's very pleased with the writing this season, and she really liked the process of making the episodes rather than the whole body of work or the individual episodes. And she feels that it's important that like the ending leaves audiences with being fulfilled and dedicating all the time to the show. She wants fans to find true love, but they like her better single. There's some funny stories in there about they put for the mermaid episode, and I'm blanking on the name.
A Witch's Tale.
I almost said 7-Year
Mermaid's
Witch. But
Tale.
no, that's wrong. A Mermaid's Tale. Part
No,
1 and
Witch's
Part 2.
He tricked you.
Oh no. Yeah, they put scales in her boobs with surgical glue, and they were chafed for 2 months. I
was like, oh no.
And
because they're putting it on and off for like multiple days in a row. So I can see just the repetition of doing that. Ugh.
Yeah. And at the end of the interview, she ends up talking about when she was shooting a miniseries in South Africa, she became inspired to help the poor and children, and became involved with UNICEF and became like an activist, and really like went hard into making sure that people are okay. And she wanted to make a difference. And so at the time, she announced that she was going to India this summer for humanitarian efforts, and that it's been really fulfilling for her. And then they go into, on a different page, 10 things you never knew about Alyssa Milano. And so there's things like, growing up in Brooklyn, a younger brother named Corey. Her babysitter took her to audition at the open call of Annie, and she booked and became one of the orphans, I believe. When she got into Who's the Boss, her family then moved to Hollywood. In 2000, she did Risque Candies ads.
Have you
She's
seen any
always
of these
shown
ads?
up. Yeah. What do the ads look like?
It's like her in bed with a guy, and she's like, candies, and like it's like they're on YouTube. You can find them. I just remember at the time I was like, oh my goodness.
Yeah,
Sexual.
they said it was like risque for sure.
They banned it in a lot of places. Yeah.
They talk about how she was the inspiration behind Ariel for The Little Mermaid, which I knew from Kevin. She's always in the men's magazine's polls for World's Sexiest Women. She co-founded with Lynn Milano SafeSearching.com, an online searching index that's a safe haven for internet users. She became a national ambassador for UNICEF. She released a best-selling exercise video in 1988 called Teen Steam. And probably the most surprising... Yeah, it does
Steam.
sound very Teen Steam.
I don't know if that's the best.
Yeah, she released a lot of Japanese albums in Japan. But the most surprising thing was that Alyssa's a hockey fan, which I did not. She plays the piano and flute. It was very fun. Didn't know that.
Yeah, because I know she's a big baseball fan, so hockey surprised me too. Like, I thought she was baseball. Maybe she likes both. She actually wrote a whole book about baseball, if I remember correctly, too. She's a book. Yeah, thank you for that. Yeah, I loved reading this one. I think this is my favorite interview in the magazine so far because I feel like Alyssa is very sentimental and sweet in this, but she also is very realistic and very astutely aware about her character and how the audience sees her character. I mean, it was really neat. Yeah. Okay, Sean, you got this honker of an article.
I know. Honk, honk. All right. Magnificent Seven. So this talks about each of the episodes so far. But what we're really going to talk about is these little kind of blurbs next to the episodes. So, okay, the first one is Lucky Seven. I see you, Holly Marie. I'm on to you. Because in a previous interview in the magazine, she's like, oh my God, I'm just always surrounded by bebés. I just love all these bebés. But then here in this article, she's like, fuck all these bebés. There's so many bebés. She kind of talks about how season 7 was rough for her because she has the new bebés at home and then she has the bebés on set. So she's like cooking and cleaning for all the bebés no matter where she is. But she talks about how they're really happy to come back, and she was excited and honored that she got to work directly with Julian McMahon on episode 150.
Wow.
So
150!
Yeah.
Connection.
150.
Every time that comes up, I'm going to shout it.
Okay. And then she just says, like, she feels happy that they got a season 8 so that the fans get to have, like, their ending, finally. So that's nice.
Mm-hmm.
I like this next one, Amazing Chase, just because I don't really always think about this. So this is, what was her last name? Chase. They didn't give her last name, did they?
No, Chase is her last name. No. Yeah, SD Chase. So Chase.
Oh yeah, SD Chase. SD Chase. So she is Holly Marie Combs' double, and like I would automatically assume like stunt double, and she says everybody gets it wrong because you don't think about this, but she's like a stand-in. She also like practices lines for Holly with like other actors, so Holly doesn't have to be there to practice with them. And she said it's usually like you get to do it for like a year or two, or not that long, but she's lucky enough to have been able to do it on all 7 seasons of Charm. So I thought that was a little fun to get to know about this SD Chase.
Yeah.
And she talks about how like the girls kind of come into themselves throughout the show, and she's seen their growth and seen how the show grows. So kind of like the same basic stuff they all kind of say. I hated this title so much. Taking the Michael. It's supposed to be like taking the medal, I'm assuming.
I didn't get it.
Oh.
So this is Michael.
I thought it was like taking the
Grossman.
mic.
Oh, taking the mic.
I get it.
Okay.
So Michael Grossman, he actually directed Charmed Noir and the 150th episode.
Yeah.
150.
There we
150.
go. So he talks about how much fun he had making Charm Noir and how like all the cast and crew were like really into it, even though they had to work long hours. He said it came out even better than he expected, like seeing Rose like sing and really come into the character and really just be this character. He's worked on other things such as Star Trek Enterprise, Gilmore Girls, Las Vegas, One Tree Hill. Did I forget any? Oh, Buffy and Angel.
Yeah.
And then he was excited to have Julian McMahon coming back and Billy Zane back. So he was excited for this incredible 150th episode.
150.
150. We get this little femme fatale blurb with Rose. It literally is just a blurb. She's literally just like, "Oh my god, I love Charm Noir. It was so good," and that's about it.
You're right. Yeah. Right. But it's just funny after Zach's, he's like, "That's not her favorite episode." I'm like, "Well, actually."
Yeah.
So it's just the
Come
magazine.
on.
The magazine's trying to make you confused, though. They're trying to, yeah.
Yeah. Well, and I'm sure like everybody likes multiple episodes, so maybe she
Yeah.
did offhandedly say another one at some point. But yeah,
Right.
she definitely
Mhm.
talks about Charm Noir the most.
Mhm.
Then we get Criss Cross, but Chris with a K, and this is Chris
Yes.
Crosskov. And Chris, oh, I blocked it from memory. Oh, he's a camera operator. That's right. So he talks about how difficult actually Charmed is to film because I guess I didn't even notice this. I'd have to rewatch it and really pay attention. He said there's a lot of like 180 and 360 camera tricks. So he says they have to be careful. They have to lock their cameras.
Do the
He
Steadicam
says
stuff
that.
too.
What was that?
The Steadicam stuff, because
Yeah, the Steadicam stuff.
Yeah.
He talked about like working on movies. Like all these people worked on such cool movies because he worked on Hook and Death Becomes Her. I hate him
Yeah.
so much. And somebody else worked on Hook that we'll talk about.
Right.
And then he was talking to his other camera buddy, Dean Cundy, and they were talking about how like being in camera work, they get bored working on like basic shows where it's just people talking. So they're like, it's so much more fun when stuff is blowing up and you get to do these crazy stunts and see people doing crazy things. So he would have it no other way.
Yeah, screw you, boring
Alright.
shows.
Yeah, screw you, boring shows. Soul Provider, we sit down with Suzanne Kroll, who played Amara.
Oh my
in
gosh, we love
Freaky
her.
Friday. I know,
Cool.
she's wonderful. And I didn't realize I had seen her in something. I saw her in
Buffy.
Buffy. Oh yeah, she was a shop owner. And then also Sabrina the Teenage Witch. She was like a Russian peasant named Olga.
She was a
But she
phenomenal
just
actress.
seems- Yeah, and she just seems like, I know we've only seen her in shows and we've only like read what she says, but she seems like she's a fun, great person. It talks about how they brought her on the set just to like have her watch Phoebe, just so she can make sure like she gets Phoebe's or Alyssa Milano's.
She watched it for like, the whole
mannerisms
day
down.
before.
Yeah, whole day. That's crazy. And she talks about like how nice Alyssa was to her and how excited she was to be part of this. She was also, I want to see this now. She was a serial killer on The Practice. I want to see her as a serial killer. I feel like she could go cray cray.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
And we miss her too because
And
she
then-
did pass, which is super
Oh,
sad.
she did.
Oh,
That's
In
too
yeah.
bad.
2013.
She's
Yeah.
great.
Yeah.
Yeah. What a fun joy to watch, especially even in this Charmed episode. Oh my gosh.
Yeah. And then we move on to Get Your Freaky On. Get Your Freaky On.
Freaky.
This one was just kind of more the same. It just kind of described what was going on in the episode a little bit, like how there's the
Yeah.
soul swapping, like, and Phoebe didn't believe that it was soul swapping at first. That's what they wanted. Leo was like, well, they did take your hair, your comb with your hair. So yeah, this one just like didn't really say much to me.
It's really strange. They pretty much just gave you like the script. Like, here's the script. Here are the lines.
Yeah. They were
It
like,
is a
we
weird
need
one.
something there. Let's just throw this in. And then this infuriates me, Kevin, because this next one is called Sets Appeal. But you can't have the same pun twice in one magazine. We already had SFX Appeal. You can't have Sets Appeal, too.
Yeah. Well, you think about it too, because they start doing it over multiple magazines. Because issue 2 said Rose and Bloom, and then they took Rose and Bloom and made an article in a later magazine.
Mm-hmm. I mean, I'm more okay with that. That's fine. But
Okay.
in the same article.
Yeah, same magazine. Yeah.
Yeah, they just think we forget as soon as we turn the page.
Yeah.
Oh, Paige
just-
Turner is the next one.
Oh,
So this last one is Carrie Benjamin. She's an RA on set, or PA. The A is very taily. PA. So
Like they have RAs
I
on
don't know.
set with college.
I know. This one was also kind of boring to me because she just kind of tells us what different types of PAs do. Like there's two types of PAs. There's an office production assistant who does most of the paperwork and the copying and the filing and the faxing and works on schedules and that sort of thing.
Boring.
I've done that. And then there's the set production assistant. Yeah. So
yeah.
not much going on here.
Yeah. There's a poster in the middle here too. I sent you the
It's a
So
cool
you got this
poster.
one, and then the other side has Leo, but I didn't take it out. So it's like this: the bottom half of Leo and the front half of Leo.
Oh.
yeah.
I hate the bottom half.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Beautiful. Fantastic. I'm so proud. I'm sure
I'm
that
making
was-
this nice and not safe for YouTube. You're welcome.
There was some fun stuff that I because they listed all the episodes of season 7, which was fine, but they did have little blurbs about them, like little tidbits about them, and there's a few that I wanted to bring up. So the museum that was in Charmed was also the same set they used in Bucklands, which is fun.
Mm-hmm.
The WB title for Witness Protection, it was called Charmed with Charisma. That's what they put on the commercial. And Patrick Swayze's brother Don played Lucius in Little Box of Horrors. I was wondering why they look so much alike. And then here's that competition where you could win this ugly ass spirit board. Yay! And the question they ask is,
Yay.
what is the title of Charm's 150 episode?
150.
A mermaid tail.
Yeah, I love the choices that they give. Like, I every time they give a quiz or a question, I'm like, oh, maybe this time it'll be like a little challenging. And then we get choices like A, 150, not out. B, the 7-year witch. C, Hawaii 150. Geez, I wonder which one it is.
Yeah, they really think people are dumb. Or they just want you to win. They want you to submit so they can get money.
Oh,
for
so you have to
I don't know.
yeah. Would you have what, like, if you could go back in time and like your younger self had actually submitted, would you you have like sent them notes about their questions? Or like what would you have done?
I would be like I would have sent them a long list of like, I need to correct your magazine. I have thoughts.
Here's all the manner keeping for this magazine. Okay.
Yeah. Like, do you need a writer? Do you need like a 17-year-old writer on your magazine? I know you're in the UK, but it's fine. Who's next? Oh, me. So we are talking about Charmed profile Darryl in perspective. Ooh, he's so good with his little goatee. Okay. Yeah, he doesn't have a birthday, but his spouse is Sheila, and he's a police inspector.
So much
we know
perspective.
him. Yeah, this one didn't give you a lot to work on. He has no powers, but he is a wonderful man. He talks about his history with them and how he wasn't in the fold at first, and then Andy died. He's like, oh, now I know about witches, but I don't want to know. But now I know, and now they're my family too.
I don't want to
And
know.
I told him,
I don't want to
Yeah.
want to know.
Yes, absolutely. Yay! And he's like, I told my wife Sheila about magic. She's cool with it. And so, yeah. And the pretty much then they just gave some memorable moments and classic Darrylisms. See, I feel like they're just trying to fill space here because they gave like a ton of moments and a ton of quotes, more than anybody else ever. But I guess he just has funniest lines. How about this? Here's a quote. I don't even want to know if you own a damn broom, a skillet, a cauldron, a dustbuster. I don't give a damn. I wonder what inspired,
Yeah, I took what he said and then I turned it into musical form.
I know, amazing.
Yeah.
See? And another thing he says a lot is, I'm a cop. Stop protecting me. He says I'm a cop a lot in the show, and we put that in the song as well. So, I Don't Want to Know is like such a standout song in the musical.
It is.
We love Darryl. And there's this page too of a different charmed by these great reads. All these things we covered in
Ooh.
seasons 1 and 3.
Nice.
I got
Because-
a question.
Yes.
Okay. If you could, because to give a little sense of season 1 here of Words of the Witches, if you could rank those top 5 books, how would you rank them?
Oh, the order that's on here. How would I rank them?
Yes.
Oh, okay.
Those top 5.
I would say Changeling Places is the worst. I did not like that book. I would say Pied Piper would be the top.
Yes,
So
it is Pied
Piper's
Musical.
Pied Piper's number 1. That's the one that inspired the musical. And then I would go Queen's Curse, Survival of the Fittest, Mystic Knoll.
Okay.
Leo offered to be a Golden Dragon, Survival of the Fittest, which was really fun. So yeah, what a fun little game that was.
Yeah.
And you might wonder, Ian, why there's no comic books in here, because the magazine predates the comic books.
Oh.
These were
Interesting.
2004 to 2008, and the comics didn't start until 2010. That's why
Oh,
they don't
yeah.
read comic books at all.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. On the next page, we have a classic Charmed where we are reliving the magic of season 7, episode 8, none other than Charmed Noir. And it's a 2-page spread where they go all into the episode. It originally aired November 14th, 2004, so just celebrated its 20th anniversary a couple months ago, and February 24th, 2005 in the UK. So 20th anniversary in the UK, as well as of also a few months ago. And so they give a brief synopsis of the episode, and they have the credits of the cast at the bottom of the left page. And then they have a Did You Know section where they talk about various fun facts about this episode. Like, did you know that the WB promo title for this episode was Charmed Confidential? Is it Al Sapienza? Sapienza?
Yeah.
The guy who played Johnny the Jet appeared in The Sopranos, Alias, The OC, 24, and Law and Order. And it gives us movie credits as well. Ann Cusack's notable TV appearances include One Tree Hill, Frasier, Ally McBeal. She's the sister of actors John and Joan Cusack.
Yes.
Gasp. Bug Hall, who I've seen Bug Hall in many a movie. Love
Little
Bug Hall.
Rascals.
Yes, Little Rascals. This was a good fun fact for me because I didn't know how he got his name. He got his nickname apparently when he was a kid. That his mother worked at a daycare and she would bring him with her, and she didn't want other kids to sit on him, so she made up a game that he was a bug, and that if anybody sat on him, they would squash him.
I feel like that would make kids want to do it
Fun
more.
game.
Which, like,
Yeah.
I'm trying to envision. I was like, do kids sit on other kids?
Yeah.
I was trying to figure. I was like,
Yeah.
how is that a problem? I was like, I've never
They do
heard
stupid
of that,
stuff like
but
that.
I guess maybe, you know.
A movie he was also in? He was in the Disney movie Honey, We Shrunk Ourselves. He played Adam. He played the grown-up
Wasn't he
version
also
of the...
in Get a Clue?
I think so.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then on the right-hand side, we have Reasons to Watch. Charmed Noir. This episode switches between color in black and white, and as we know, anything in black and white is just cool. It's like some unwritten rule. The 1930s scenes are fabulous. There's cool cars, glamorous babes, dashing heroes. What more could we ask for? And there's plenty of Kerr Smith action for fans to feast their eyes on, who's, Agent Kyle Brody, who I definitely did not have a love-hate relationship with in season 7 at all.
Right.
And he does look rather dashing in that suit.
He really
It's about
does.
time things started to look up for Paige in the romance department, and she could do a lot worse than Kyle Brody. They make such an attractive couple. I would say Paige could do a lot better.
It's funny though. You look at him in this picture. Like, this is how many years after Final Destination, and he looks exactly the same.
I know.
That's so crazy. That's crazy.
I hate him.
Well, he's all gray now. He's got all gray hair now, which is funny.
Ooh,
Yeah, they give him a
him.
spotlight, and they
Yeah.
talk all about
Yeah.
Kerr Smith and like where he went to school, where he graduated from, his acting career. He's a huge Star Trek fan and enjoys playing piano on the bass.
Slap on the bass.
Slap at the bass. Yes. And they also have like different quotes. I guess they took snippets of scenes, 4 different scenes, and put them in here. If they said what?
Yeah, that was a lot. That was a lot. Like, you can't just put a whole quote. You have to put like actual.
They put like the
scenes.
whole scene in there. I was like, okay. I guess we should just put on the episode and watch it.
Right.
But every time I see Charmed Noir, I just think of, so he has the confidence to finish the story. Because I say it along to the theme every week.
Also, you haven't even read that? That's
Read
from
that?
episode 2.
Yes. Yes. Yeah, that should have been in the magazine. They need to take notes. Put that in the magazine.
Yep.
Okay, Sean, tell us about our sexy friend over here. Or
It's Mio.
sex appeal.
Ooh, SFX appeal. Looks like sex. Todd Tucker. He's also versatile. Winky face.
Multi-versatile, which I don't even know what that means.
If you follow his Instagram, he's been doing a lot of like Deadpool videos now. He dresses up like Deadpool and does like little skits as Deadpool.
Oh,
That's fine.
He also did Jack Sparrow. He did Jack Sparrow somewhere. He just has fun dressing up. He's so fun.
He'd be amazing dad.
Yeah, he would. And he is a dad. I mean, yeah.
Yeah. So they sat down with him because he played the aggressor in Witch in Tights, the creeper demon in Necromancing the Stone, the gremlins in The Power of Three Blondes, and the creature head demon in A Call to Arms, the Blair Witch Project, Charmed, and Once in a Blue. We don't talk about that episode. So he's not only the makeup artist, but he's also been in these episodes. So they kind of asked, like, hey, what's the deal? Like, what's it like working with Charmed? And he talks about kind of how he came into special effects makeup. He was just kind of messing around with it when he was younger. He was in a band and doing special effects on the side until like he started working on movies and shows until he kind of like hooked up with Charmed. He talks about how like a regular day at work for him at Charmed is they'll come to him and be like, hey, so we need a creature that's kind of like this. And he'll like come up with like 3 ideas and kind of show them and start to build it just to make sure it's what they're looking for. I really love this part. This man seems like a great guy because he said anytime it's like a bulky outfit or something like uncomfortable, he said that's why he usually will do it because he doesn't want to put somebody else through that uncomfortableness. But also he said since he's been doing it for so many years, it's easier that way because if you're new to it, you're kind of stiff and you don't know what you're doing, but he knows what he's doing. So it just makes it easier for everybody.
The acting will suffer. Even if you're a good actor, it won't come across.
Yeah. He is asked if he's a dad, and I thought this was funny because he has 2 girls at this time, 9 and 10. Later on, he's asked, do they understand what you do? And he said, oh yeah, my 10-year-old's like really into it. I can see her doing makeup effects in the future, whether making them or being dressed in them. But then he's like, but I think the 9-year-old, she's too young. She doesn't get it. I'm like, they're 1 year apart.
I know. That made me laugh. I'm like, okay.
Okay.
Like, I don't think it's that big of a difference.
Yeah, just say she's not into it.
Yeah, it's just personality things here. Yeah.
Yeah. He's also, of course, big into like Halloween and dressing up. He talks about how like they have a lot of fun on Halloween. He's done certain shows, like he's done Bram Stoker's Dracula the movie, Mrs. Doubtfire, Pirates of the Caribbean, The Passion of the Christ. I think somewhere in here he even says he did Hook. So I wonder if that's
Yeah,
kind of how he
that was his
hooked
first.
up with Charmed through the other guy who worked
Maybe.
on Hook.
Maybe.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Mm-hmm. At the time, he was starting up like a movie studio called Captive Audience. So he was going in between like working on that and then coming over to Charmed whenever they needed him. And usually working, he said, within a team of like 1, 2, or 3. But he said they all knew what they were doing so much. It really wasn't that big of a deal to continue to work on it. And he was excited to do season 8. He was asked like about some of the makeups. He said one of the hardest ones to do was the source with no face because there were no like
Canonical.
holes.
Canonical. That's a canonical thing.
Tell us.
Because he's totally talking about the creeper demon here, but he said
Yes.
the source.
Mhm.
So
I was like,
No.
there was never a faceless source. That's a lie.
no, the only time he was faceless was when he was under the hood, and you still could breathe. Like,
Yeah. So he said it was scary because there's no holes to breathe. So he had to put a straw, a tube going like from his mouth, like under the neck. And even then he had to like control his breathing so that he didn't get like sweaty or hot underneath. So that way it would stick to him too much. So that just sounds terrifying. I don't want that job.
right? Yeah. Okay.
That's it.
Cool. That's it. Love it. Next is our top 10 Charmed guest stars, and this is a list created by Charmed magazine. So if you disagree, then disagree, I guess, because yeah, I have thoughts. So it says, over the course of its 7-year run, countless big name stars have appeared on Charmed, playing everybody from evil demons to hapless love interests to bimbo witches. Here we take a look at some of the show's most memorable guest stars. And it says, to count as a guest star, you must have appeared in no more than 3 episodes. Okay. No more than 3 episodes.
Uh-oh.
So the first, I know. So number 10 is Chris Sarandon as the Necromancer.
Yes.
Yes, Chris Sarandon. Our wonderful little Jack Skellington over here. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So
But
then they
just
have
the
number
speaking
9.
voice.
Yes, just a speaking voice. He does not sing. Number 9 was the Donnas as themselves. They were a string of popular bands in P3. La-di-da-di-da. Then we have number 8, Jenny McCarthy. Only her. They're
Because
blonde.
it's Jenny McCarthy.
Because it's Jenny McCarthy. She is so fantastic. Yes. She was a Playboy model. She did lots of really fun jobs. She was in Scream 3, the campiest of the Screams.
Mm-hmm.
7, Adrian Paul as Jarek. And we talked about how much we love him when we covered the Y Tu Mami Tambien feature. From Highlander, stuff like that. Number 6 is Charisma Carpenter as Kira.
Woo!
We know her. We know everything
I
about
feel like
her.
they made the 3 rule just to have her in here.
Maybe, yeah. I mean,
Also somebody
Yeah.
else.
yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, Drake. Yeah. Then we have 5 is Melissa George. She was, the Valkyrie. Freya, the Valkyrie. Yes. I remember her with Ryan Reynolds in Amityville Horror. That's when I know her the most. Number 4 was Robert Englund as Gamel. So, Freddy Krueger himself. Urban Legend. I forgot about Urban Legend. Oh my gosh. I don't think I even saw that movie, just the ending.
It
Where they
was
reveal who the
okay.
killer is. Yeah. 3, Coolio as Lazarus Demon. Yes, remember him. Oh, another one who passed. All these people are dying.
No.
Number 2 is Billy Zane as Drake. I love Billy Zane. Talked about him singing his song, written by Lisa Zane, who I had her autograph my book too.
Yeah.
And then number 1, Julian McMahon as Cole. And they say, all right, so he cheated with Julian. Yes, he's been on way more than 3 Charmed episodes, but he was a guest star this past season, and a very important one at that. Plus, let's face it, Julian Cole is just way too dreamy cool to leave off the list. I'm like, come on. I'm like, this is such a cheat. Stop putting Cole as everything. Like, we like the guy. You feature him enough, but do not make him a featured guest star.
Cole is the Wolverine of Charmed.
I guess
Apparently,
so.
yeah.
I guess so. I go where I want to go. I'm the best there is at what I do. All right. But yeah, so they put Cole as number 1, even though it should have been Drake. So I don't care.
So for director's cut, we go through an interview with director. Is it Stuart Gillard?
Gillard? I think it's Gillard.
Gillard. Yeah.
A Mermaid's Tale.
Who's directed a lot of things, including Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles 3, the miniseries Creature, 4 episodes of Charmed up to this point. Actually, when they were doing this interview, he was in the middle of directing one of my favorite movies of all time.
Just a little known movie.
It's just a little movie called Twitches, which I think it's perfect that they had a Charm director direct Twitches.
And I never knew that. That was so exciting.
Which,
I was like,
which actually makes that movie feel so much more special in retrospect, because as he did highlight in this interview, there are a lot of similarities between the two properties of, it's all about family and, people who are people, but also happen to be witches and dealing with the repercussions of having their lives suddenly upended, when they learn they have supernatural powers. Yes. And so he talks about how when you agree to do a show, you don't know what episode that you're going to get, and so you can either get the one that's going to win you an Emmy, or you get the one where Joe Blow drives his car into a wall and holds up a bank. Which is season 8, episode 12. Right?
I know.
Right?
I laughed at that because they talk about this thing that these are terrible episodes when they do that. It's just basic as fuck that everybody does, and then they do it. I'm like, I'm glad he didn't direct that episode. He would be like, "Oh my god, are you kidding me?"
Oh my goodness, yeah. And yeah, it's like how the show lets the directors do their thing with support, but not supervision. And when he was asked, who could be a good director among the sisters, he thinks like Alyssa could be a really good director because she, has grown up around a camera. She's a photographer. She seems to have, a good sense of composition. And one thing that Stuart was surprised by was how widespread and diverse the audience was. Like, he thought like, oh, this is just a show for like teenage girls, but like we have like adults coming up to him and just gushing about Charmed when they find out that like he directed it. And it was like an honor to be a part of a show that has this diverse audience. And he felt like Charmed is one of those shows that kind of slips by. Like it's something that like should be more I guess mainstreamed and recognized than it is. And they don't realize how good this show is, And it's pretty much the interview. His credits, I should also say, he directed Sympathy for the Demon, which was season 5, episode 7, season 5, episode 15, The Day the Magic Died, season 6, episode 5, Love's a Witch, and season 7, episode 14, Carpe Demon.
Yes, and he did do one more after this in season 8. It was Engaged and Confused, season 8, episode 16. Yeah. Cool. Yay, Stuart. Stuart! Patience! Okay.
He's the best character.
We're talking about ghosts now. Have you seen the Ghost, Aaron? The show Ghosts?
I feel like I always saw on the TV, like when it was like reruns, and it was like always in the middle of the movie.
No, not Ghosts.
Not the movie.
Not Ghosts. Ghosts. The TV show.
Oh, the TV. Oh, the TV. No, because it's always on around like Survivor, and I'm watching Survivor. So.
Okay.
Yeah.
But there's a ghost Puritan ghost named Patience, and she goes, Patience! And she goes crazy. Every time she says her name, I think about like if she was around when we covered the comics, how much it would have been different.
Yeah.
Every time Patience came out, we would have said it like that.
Patience. I love it.
Yes. All right, let's get into our charmed letters, show and spell.
Yeah.
Sean, read us Thank Heavens for Charmed. I think it's great that you get to read this one.
Okay. Hi, Charmed Mag. Great work so far. Every edition has been amazing. I just thought I'd drop you a line to express my great love for Charmed. My favorite seasons have been 3, 4, and 7, and my favorite episodes include Long Live the Queen, Crisscrossed, All Hell Breaks Loose, Charmed and Dangerous, and Charmageddon. It is amazing that Charmed has made it to 156 episodes. More than Buffy. More than Buffy. Way to go. I hope that this leaves an impression on those who view Charmed as an inferior show to Buffy and make them realize what a heartfelt, dramatic, and multidimensional show it is, even when it is tackling more comedic, lighter subjects. I'm quitting the podcast.
It is refreshing that people think this way, though. It's like, oh, see, and I don't want to like just Buffy or anything like that, but it's just that people think Charm deserves its due, and which I like.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
oh, I read.
Suggestions.
Okay. Suggestions. So this is one, and it says, I'm writing to say what an enormous fan I am of your show. Like she's talking to the people that make the show, but not really. Okay. My favorite episodes are the season 7 ones, although I think that the 150 episode could have been better. I have a few suggestions for your magazine. You can make a section where fans and viewers can ask their favorite characters questions. I also think you should have a quiz for fun where you get to find out if you have what it takes to be a charmed one. Finally, I just wanted to say what a great picture of Rose McGowan, Becky Williamson Brown drew in issue 4, because I have tried to draw one of the characters before but failed. Maybe I would have sent it with this letter if it was better drawn, or if the trash man didn't take my rubbish along with it. It's just funny because so many people think that these magazines are being shown to the people on the show, but they're really not. Like they might not even see these. But yeah, I'm glad.
Yes. So this is from Kate, the editor. She says, "Hey folks, every issue I have the enviable job of opening the show and spell mail, which is filled not only with your thoughts on our favorite show, but also tons of pictures, drawings, and sketches. Some of the fan art was so good this month that I got to thinking, wouldn't it be nice if Charmed Magazine's friendly postman could enjoy all your hard work too just by looking at the envelope? That's right, folks. In addition to the Star Letter prize that Kevin didn't enter for, there will also be a prize every month for the person who draws the best Charmed-related envelope art. What are you waiting for? Get those pencils out."
What are you waiting for, huh?
We have 3 pictures in the Charmed gallery. We have Holly with her dog by Dan Lord via email. We have Helen Mutton from Cornwall, UK, who drew the Charm Sisters. I feel like I can't tell what reference was for the. I'm guessing it's supposed to be.
These
Is
are
it
season
Shannon
5.
in the middle?
No,
It's
that's
season
supposed to be
5? Okay.
Paige.
Oh, it's supposed to be Paige. Okay. Well, the 3 sisters in season 5.
Yeah.
And then we have a coal drawing by Lucy Spencer from the UK.
Age 13.
Yeah.
Wow.
That's pretty good.
She really did that.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, now we're at Ask Brad.
Oh.
I thought this Ask Brad section was probably one of the most interesting ones so far. I think he's had some beautiful things at the rap party, the season 7 rap party. I like how he said that episode 17 through 20 had to be modular because of the uncertainty, which was frustrating for him. So, because he couldn't have gone in there and did what he wanted to do originally. He said if he knew it was going to be the end, he would have set up the ending earlier and made it more through line. And if he knew it was going to be renewed, the last episode of season 7 wouldn't have happened at all. He said he ended up using 75% of his alternative series finale because he had 2 season finale series finales ideas, and this was his like alternative series finale that he used most of. And I love that someone called him out about the continuity. Andrew Steffen from Amsterdam, Netherlands, emailed us with a question for you. Didn't Phoebe change a tire in the Wendigo? So why couldn't she change one in Death Becomes Them? And he said, busted. I totally forgot she changed a tire. And obviously Alyssa forgot too. Although in fairness to us, that was almost 7 years and 140 episodes ago. So, yeah. Oh, then let's move on to our Grimoire game, our testing times.
What is this, some kind of game?
Grimoire Games!
Some people think this is entertainment.
So, Aaron, did you want to play the quiz or dictate the quiz?
Ooh.
Dictate.
Okay. I feel like I'm the maybe. Oh, I feel like in a good position to play it because I feel like I know just enough to be dangerous, but maybe not enough to be like know all of the answers.
Okay. Who do you want to play with?
Oh gosh. I mean, do I have to choose who to play with?
Yeah, because one of us has to read the
so
quiz, and so you
Yeah.
have to choose who you.
Yeah. All right. Well, just promise the other one we can play later. You know. Okay. I'll play with Sean.
Okay, so I get to
'Cause I
read.
feel like Kevin,
Oh.
you'll know these.
I'm all tingling my nethers.
Yeah. I've always wanted to play with Sean. I feel like, it'd be a good time.
Ooh. Okay, what fun! Have a good time. Okay, so I get to read things. Easy. What is a white lighter?
Seriously?
Oh,
That's the
wait. I have to think about the clip. That you play every episode. That I'm definitely blanking on it as soon as you say
We haven't had a tips for future white lighter in a while. So
I know. We're like good for the universe. They're like, think of us as guardian angel. Wait, is that the quote?
Yeah, think of us as guardian angels for good witches. Yeah.
Yeah. Basically that they're guardian angels for good witches.
I don't know what they said because what is a white lighter is very like
Ambiguous.
You can get so many different.
It is very ambiguous.
You can say so many. You can say so many right things.
A being on a plane like ruled by the elders that do various tasks.
So
and are
according to the
assigned
quiz,
random-
this is their wording. It's a dead mortal who has been sent back to Earth to act as a guardian angel.
Oh, I mean, okay, that is.
I mean,
technically
sure, but
true. I guess
it was unnecessary. That's unnecessary.
Yeah,
You
I
don't need
was like,
that.
wow. You didn't need. I was like,
I know.
morbid.
They could have just put a
A
guardian
dead
angel for good
mortal.
witches.
Yeah.
An orber. Put an orber.
Mhm.
I'm an orber. All right. Name the show's 150th episode. 150.
150. The
150.
7-Year Witch.
Yeah. Yeah.
Which sister has the power of empathy?
Fibrois.
Yeah.
Yes.
In which season did Phoebe and Cole tie the knot?
Trace. Was it Trace?
Well, I thought it was
Was it
4. Was
Sure.
it not 4?
It's 4.
It's 4. It's 4.
Yeah. Because the whole
Pepper
thing
gets
with
married in
okay.
3. All right. Oh, which charmed one became a mermaid's tail? A mermaid.
Hey, that's the name of the episode.
I know, yeah. I forgot.
Phoebe.
Yeah.
So many Phoebe questions.
Those
I know.
questions. Okay, that's the end of the easy ones, you guys. Oh my gosh.
Okay.
Now we're moving on
Give
to
me
the
some
hard
hard
ones.
questions.
Why is Piper's Club called P3?
Because
That's
it's
the hard question?
the name, yeah. It's like Prue Piper Phoebe. It's like P3.
Yeah.
Mhm.
You know?
Yeah. What is the grimoire?
A book of magic.
In Charmed, what is it? Well, I guess it is a book of magic. That counts. It's the evil Book of Shadows kind of thing. You know, the ones that the dark.
Oh, right,
It's actually,
yeah.
It's right there. It's right there on my shelf.
Oh, look at
It's
that.
a dead mortal evil book of shadows.
Yeah, they used it for that.
What is
for
it?
that ritual.
To coordinate the source and all that stuff. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
What does it say? What does the quiz say? I like to see how the quiz puts the wording. It's the underworld equivalent of the Book of Shadows. Okay.
Okay.
What kind of demon killed Patty Halliwell?
Oh, it was
A
like
water demon.
A water demon. Yeah, it was like in the water at
Water
the camp.
demon.
Invisible.
Yeah,
They had to
water
use,
demon.
was it electricity or something? I can't remember what they did.
What was they called it? The demon of the lake in one thing. I'm like, no, it's not demon of the lake. It's water demon. Which is faster, orbing or shimmering? That's an interesting question.
Oh.
Ooh.
I feel like, correct me if I'm wrong, isn't orbing like more long distance than shimmering?
I mean, they can go either way. They're both
Okay.
teleportation.
I'll say shimmering. I don't know though.
Shimmering, yeah, because I feel like orbing might have like a casting time element that shimmering does not have in the same way.
Because you think about how it plays out on screen. Shimmering goes, and that's done. Orbing goes, so
Yeah.
so that's how I see it. But yeah, shimmering is correct.
Okay.
I hope you like my demonstration for you. All right. What is the surname of the three ditzy blonde sisters who tried to take over the Charmed One's identities? They really milk home these Noir and Blonde episodes, don't they?
Wow.
Yeah. Isn't it?
I just remember the name
Stillwells?
Mitzi.
What was it?
Oh,
Sorry,
you said
Stillwells?
Stillman.
Stillman.
Okay.
Oh yeah, because it's like
Stillman.
Spellman, but Stillman.
Yeah. Mhm.
Oh, that makes a lot more sense now that I think about it that way.
Yeah. Part 3. Guess the character. This powerful ancient warlock had a thing against whitelighters.
That could be like any.
This-
Is that?
and
are
there's
they
literally
referring to
anybody.
I think I know what they're getting at, but if they are, it's canonical.
Oh. We'll call them out.
I'm gonna guess. I'm gonna say Ames. They're thinking about Ames.
Oh yeah, Ames.
Oh, from
Sorry,
season 3?
Sorry, I just played. Yeah, sorry, I just played the game for you.
Season 3, episode 1?
But I'm like,
Or
no, it's season 3, episode 11. Blinded by the White
Okay.
Rider.
Oh, yeah. What was the answer?
Yeah, they said Ames. See, it's not. That's not okay. Canonical, because he did not have a thing against white letters. It was just using white letters as part of his plan to leave witches unprotected and steal their powers.
Right.
So it's a whole chain reaction thing. So get it right, magazine. Sorry. All right. Before turning human, this feline of the species was the Charmed One's familiar.
Kit the cat. Kitty cat.
Feline of the species. Why would you say that though?
Yeah, that's weird.
This feline of the
You
species.
can just say feline. That is a species already.
Yeah.
I think they were trying to say feline of the series, and it auto-corrected to species.
Oh, maybe. That makes more
Okay.
sense. I'm like, okay. Anyway, but yeah, Kit. A shape-shifting evil warlock who was obsessed with Prue and briefly married her.
That was
This
the
is-
that was the dark with the
It's Bright and Gloom. Mm-hmm.
yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
What's his name?
Oh gosh.
Starts with a Z.
Oh, that's Zyle? No.
Zyle. Yeah.
Otis?
Yeah.
Oh.
Nice.
Oh.
Yeah.
I don't know where I pulled that from. It was
I'm like, there you go.
in the memory bank somewhere.
In the memory banks, yes.
Wow.
All right. This demon feeds off fear and has a thing about the number 13.
You're frozen in fear.
Barbarous. We all know.
Barbarous.
We loved it. I'll never. Yeah. Thanks, James. All right. Prue's boss, who turned out to be a warlock and tried to frame her for murder.
Oh, remember?
Rex Buckland.
Yes,
I almost said
Rex
Jenny.
Buckland.
Rex and
Jenny.
Jenny. Was it Jenny? What was her name? What was her
Claire.
Oh, that is not Jenny.
I was like, Jenny, when she became Prue's boss, she's like, I hate you, Prue. You're a murderer.
There's a charm Jenny, right? Somewhere.
Yes,
Jenny?
she's
Yeah.
the 13-year-old girl.
She's like
the 12-year-old
12.
girl.
Okay, that's what I thought. Okay.
She's on her period.
Just wanted to double check. I just wanted to.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We're bringing it back. All right. Okay, now we have part 4, quotes. All right.
Oh gosh.
Oh gosh. Phoebe, you know better than to scream in this house if there isn't a demon.
Is that Prue?
Phoebe.
No, wait. No, she's talking. Oh, you mean she's talking to herself?
I know. I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding.
Is that Prue? Is it?
No, it's not Prue.
Is it Piper?
Is it Piper?
It's Piper. Yeah.
Okay.
That was it. High school reunion. All right. Yes. Next is, you know, Chris, trust is a precious commodity. Once you lose it, it's pretty hard to get back.
Ooh. I'm going between
Is it Leo?
Paige and Leo.
Is it Leo?
It is Leo.
Yeah.
Leo in Spin City. All right. The real world start better show. So let me try this again. Okay. The real world start. Oh, see, this quote is wrong.
Oh.
All right.
What is the actual quote?
Okay. The real world better start showing me some respect, or I'm gonna stop saving it every week. And the actual quote should be, otherwise, I'm gonna stop saving it every week.
Oh.
The real world better start showing me some respect, otherwise, I'm gonna stop saving it every week. Yeah.
Paige?
It is Phoebe.
Oh,
I should have guessed Phoebe. I should have
In
just
size
said it.
matters. In size matters. Yeah.
Oh, size matters.
Mm-hmm. Okay, everyone knows this one. It's very iconic. Call me butter because I'm on a roll.
Isn't that... I remember the quote. Isn't it Paige?
Uh-huh. It's Paige.
Okay. I love
That's
that
in
quote.
My Three Witches. My Three Witches. Yeah. All right. I'm going straight to hell because it's got to be a sin to look this good.
Oh.
It's tricky one.
Is it a guest star?
Any idea?
I get...
It's not a guest star. Do you want me to read it again? I'm going
What
straight to hell
episode
because
is
it's
this?
got to be a sin to look this good. This is
Oh,
Black
is
as
it?
Coal.
Is it? Oh, Black is Coal. Damn it.
Oh, shoot.
Is it Prue?
Is it the it's not... Is it... Well, Black is Cold season 4, right?
Black as Coal season 4.
No, it's season 3.
Oh,
Yeah, it
It's
is?
season 4.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Black is Coal. Coal.
It's
It's Coal.
somebody...
Yes, it's Coal.
It's called... Oh.
Yeah.
Oh.
It's in the name. I
Black?
It's pronounced Sack.
All right. So our final part of the quiz is Spotlight on Piper Halliwell, Holly Marie Combs. So what was the name of Piper's boyfriend who turned out to be an evil warlock back in season 1? I feel like they keep asking the same questions.
I know.
No.
Lazy.
Jeremy.
Jeremy. Oh, did you see that thing where they were comparing like the pilot to the thing? There was like a scene that Jeremy was. They
Oh,
switched
yes.
the shots of Jeremy
Mhm.
watching the
The order
house
versus walking down the stairs.
Like Jeremy was supposed to be watching when they turned into witch. I can't remember. Yeah, something when the magical powers started happening. It was just like watching the house. Yeah.
Yeah. So, and the lines are a little bit different when they're walking on. It's yeah. There are some differences.
Mm.
How did Holly meet her hubby, David DeNoho?
He worked on the set.
Yeah, key grip.
Key grip.
In season 5's Oh My Goddess, what was Piper the goddess of?
Was she Athena?
Is Athena the goddess of Earth?
Athena's the goddess of
She's
wisdom.
Earth. Okay, maybe. I don't know, because they don't tell you what the actual goddesses were in the episode. They just
Oh,
say, you're goddess
What-
of
what
love,
was-
goddess
what-
of war, goddess of Earth.
goddess of Earth.
Yeah, Mother Nature.
Oh, Gaia. Gaia, but Gaia's like not a goddess. Gaia was like okay.
Use your mythology lore to figure out who the names was. I'm like, I don't even know
Mm.
which one's which. All right, and that. Oh no, there's more. Never mind. Holly got her big break on which award-winning TV drama series?
Picket Fences.
Picket Fences.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. Which Tom Cruise movie did Holly have a blink and you'll miss it part in?
Mission Impossible. I don't know.
Was he in he
Top
wasn't in
Gun.
that.
Like
Oh,
I was like, I don't have no idea.
Tom Cruise movie.
I don't know this movie.
Because I know she was in Ocean's 11, but he
11.
wasn't in that.
No, he wasn't.
Risky
know this
Business.
Born on the 4th of July.
Oh, I don't know that movie.
Oh, yeah, no.
I don't know that movie either.
I guess I blinked and didn't see the whole movie.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's funny. There was a TikToker recently who said Holly Marie Combs had a cameo in The Craft. I'm like, no, she didn't. You're taking
she didn't.
you're taking a clip from something else. And I'm like, I was like, okay, whoever gave you the information was wrong. 'Cause- but yeah, that's the quiz. Yay!
Yay.
Yay.
So now I'm gonna have put that in my canonical hat section. Things that I found incorrect.
Canonical.
I did mention already about Todd Tucker saying that the faceless demon was the source when it was not. He was talking about the creeper demon. That was the biggest one for me. In the Stuart Gillard interview or director's cut, I love the way he was describing the crazy magic in Charmed, and he said astro projecting.
Oh.
Like astro orbiters, but astro projecting.
Mm-hmm.
And then I do have here, this last page, when you do what's next, just know there's a canonical error here. Because at the bottom it says, issue 6, coming out July 26, 2005. That's this issue.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I was very confused. I was like, what?
So somebody did not change their design here to reflect that. I also have bones to pick because last time when I read the next issue, they told us that we were going to have the Make Your Own Book of Shadows page in here. They said we were going to have Brian Krause interview in this issue, and we did not. They lied about that.
Oh.
So that must be going out of the week. Yeah. But that's it. So tell us about what's coming up next, Sean. For real.
Coming soon in issue 6. Page Turner. So we're going to learn more about Rose McGowan, the incredible story of Tape Ball. Is this where you first learned about Tape Ball, Kevin?
Yeah.
Okay.
I love Tape Ball.
Tape Ball.
Tape Ball. Elder and wiser, Brian Krause reflects on a difficult year for his alter ego, Leo Wyatt, and looks ahead to season 8. And plus, how to make your very own book of... I feel like it always says that, and they never actually address it.
Well,
They
it
really love
started.
doing
It started.
that.
That's what I'm saying. It started last issue, and they lied. So I think they moved the Leo thing and the Book of Shadows to the next issue. Maybe they didn't get it ready in time,
Yeah.
or they printed it wrong. They printed a hybrid copy of. I don't know. Strange.
Yeah.
Cool. So that is the magazine. We did that. Amazing. The last thing I have is our P is for poll for next week.
Another P, imagine that.
P is for poll. And since this is the 150th episode of this podcast, 150! Patience! My question is, what is the best season of this podcast so far? Is it season 1, the novels, season 2, the comics, season 3, the guidebooks, or this current one, which is still fairly fresh but happening, or the magazines?
Comics. Comics are so much fun. Comics.
Mine is the comics.
Yeah. Mine is also the comics.
Yeah. I feel like there's something special about having to go through a narrative because you really get to make fun of what's happening. You get to just, enjoy just something new. And it was fun going through it. And John, come on. And it was a whole brand new thing. And, comics were so fun.
And we love the name Adel. Still trying to make up for that.
And we had fun segments with that season. We had really fun. The rankings. Yeah, the comics.
It's fun making music for season 10.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. And it inspired the musical. So the comics are like my favorite. Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm curious to see what the rest of the listeners, the spell worders, think. Some people may pick this season just because they get video. That might be fun for them. But yeah, comics for me.
Real time.
Comics for all of us.
Yeah.
Cool. So we did it. Oh my gosh.
Woo.
Aaron, where can we follow you? Are you still doing your podcast? What's happening?
Oh, yeah.
You're wearing the wax shirt.
I'm
Wisconsin Athletic Club.
Yes.
That's where I go to the gym.
You can follow me on my Instagram, the Orange AA, TheOrangeEDoublet. I am starting to get back into the process of planning out my episodes for Great Typhoons and Raging Fires, which is a Disney podcast. Because I don't know if I ever came out with the episode, but I already have all my stuff together for the Jungle Book 2, which I believe was supposed to be the next episode that I was doing.
Haley Joel Osment from Kingdom Hearts voiced Mowgli in that.
Yes. Oh. Yep. No. Yeah. So that would be the next episode that I would be coming out with. I already watched it. I already did this, so I have to still record the episode. But yeah, I'm excited to get back into that. And then I have Sparky Bookman, where I've been going through all of the Avatar: The Last Airbender written materials. And, there's been books and stuff that have come out. And I've waited for, like, a lot of the books to come out so I could start doing it again. So I had material for, the next few months or so. So, yeah, look for those coming back to your sound waves very soon.
To your ear holes.
Ear holes.
Yes. Yeah. Sean, tell us the truth. Where you been?
Sometimes when I miss Kevin, I smell his shirt.
Oh.
But you can find me on Shawnee Havoc on Instagram.
Oh, that's my shirt, isn't it? That's my Vaporeon shirt.
It is.
That's literally my shirt.
It was in the back of my car when I was bringing in my Costco last night. So I was like, I'm going to put it on the show. And you can find me on Solving for X, an X-Men Task podcast with Kevin.
Yes! We love it. X-Men Evolution right now.
Ew.
Yes, and this podcast is at Words of the Witches, Facebook, Instagram, YouTube. You can email us at wordsofwitchespod@gmail.com. And yeah, lots of fun stuff on the horizon. We're going to do issue 7 in 2 weeks. And working on a few extra bonus episodes, I think. So.
But it said issue 6.
I know. It lied. Magazine. Canonical.
Oh, canonical.
150! Bye, spellworders. Thanks for listening.
Bye.
Your destiny still awaits.